Matchbox 20, baby.
Matchbox 20. I'm blown away by that pick.
They were the shit back in the day. I sent you the wrong one, though. You know what song's better is Bent.
Oh, I thought you were going to send me The Real World.
Oh, that was good, too! That was such a good music video!
Real World's a rock. Yes, it's the video that I love. Absolutely.
Where he's like the newscaster?
Yes, dude. And the lyrics are great. You know, it's just a fucking whole, like... Yeah, they all play like different roles. There were a lot of videos like that where they would all play different characters. You know, Foo Fighters did that one.
Foo Fighters was great. Oh, the airplane?
Yes.
Learning to fly?
Yes, dude. So funny. Man. Good call.
Oh, man. Yeah, Real World was a great... Dude, Matchbox 20, that was a great time.
We often quote the Matchbox 20 here in the household. Whenever we're hungover, we say to each other, we are unwell, which was a Matchbox 20 song.
That's the Ben song I was talking about, yeah.
Yes.
I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell.
Dude, that's the one, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the song I was thinking of when I looked that song up and sent it to you.
That's okay. Well, we could always get it for the next show. You know.
Yeah, there's always another show.
We could always just slap a wig on that boy. And
so that's the funniest part is
show.
If you watch that music video, dude, his look was our childhood.
Yeah.
Like our teenage years, that's how us and all of our friends looked. That hairstyle, those clothes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And it's kind of like a gloomy kind of video in a way, so very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar to the 90s. Or just being in Chicago. You know, Chicago, it just has overcast for about 8 months straight, and then you get a little summertime.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So
everybody's outside right now enjoying the sun because next month it goes away until May.
Until May, dude. Nobody believes me out here about that, but I'm just like, no. They don't have sun in Chicago.
It just disappeared. It's like a silver haze.
Yeah, just like this slick that just hangs over the city.
It is weird, right? It really happens like a Midwest thing where like in the winter, like the sun's out and it's not really cloudy, but you can't really see the sun.
Yeah, it never breaks through. Never quite breaks through. It's just a forever cloud.
Like it's still burning your eyes off the snow.
Right.
Can't see it. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, this winter is coming up soon, and a lot of changes with the seasons. And Mike, you know what's changing in December is we're losing our man, Dr. Tony Fauci. He's going to be leaving his post, and we've speculated for quite a while now that he would probably time his exit near when Republicans were probably taking over, right?
Oh yeah, right between the election and when they take office.
Yes, exactly. So Fauci testified this week in front of the Senate again. Did you catch any of this floating around the interwebs?
A few little clips, but what was he even there for?
Well, Rand Paul is going to nail this man to the cross. It is going to happen. He's just going to absolutely destroy Fauci. I'm telling you. I have 2 clips on this. I hope you're excited. This is a dude.
I can't wait.
This is a dude man deep dive here, people.
I can't wait.
So, in the first one, I cut it after it, but Rand Paul plays a clip of Tony Fauci talking about natural immunity on CNN from like 15 years ago.
I did see that.
You did
that
see
was
this.
Amazing.
Excellent. Okay, so I cut past that point. What I absolutely love, and it's a little bit butchered up for timing, Rand Paul completely destroys Fauci in this this clip. So, and then we'll do the one where Fauci quivers like a little schoolgirl. But let's do the first one where Rand Paul because I think it's very important. I really do believe. No, I don't think we're gonna have Nuremberg 2, as many people hope for, but we're gonna have some accountability here, and I've always believed Tony Fauci is the scapegoat. So,
yeah, it'd be nice just to hear him admit it.
Dude, this guy will never admit anything. Here we go. Fauci versus Paul, part 1.
This is an ongoing question, and we've had ever-evolving opinions from you, Dr. Fauci. Currently, antibody surveys show that 80% of children, approximately 80% of children, have had COVID, and yet there are no guidelines coming from you or anybody in the government to take into account their naturally acquired immunity. You seemed quite certain of yourself in 2004, but in 2022, there's a lot less certainty. So when we look at this, we wonder, why you seem to really embrace basic immunology back in 2004 and why you seem to reject it now.
Well, I don't reject basic immunology, Senator.
And
I have never denied that there is importance of the protection following infection. However, as we have said many times, and as has been validated by the authorization by the FDA through their committee and the recommendation by the CDC through their committee, that a vaccination following infection gives an added extra boost. And that film that you showed is really taken out of context. I believe that was when someone called in who had a reaction to a vaccine and asked me through a telephone in the interview if they should get vaccinated again. So it was in the context of someone who had a reaction. And as a matter of fact, Reuters fact check looked at that and said Fauci's 2004 comments do not contradict his pandemic stance.
Actually, words don't
Reuters says it. Jesus Christ!
Go over them a little bit at a time. She doesn't need it because the most potent vaccination is getting infected yourself.
It is true. It is true, Senator. It is a very potent way to protect.
So when you're trying to tell us that kids need a third or a fourth vaccine, are you including the variability or the variable of previous infection in the studies? No, you're not. If you ignore whether they've been infected, you're ignoring a vaccine, basically. So you're ignoring a variable. So what you're giving us is you decry, and people decry vaccine hesitancy. It's coming from the gobbledygook that you give us. You're not paying attention to the science. The very basic science is that previous infection provides a level of immunity. If you ignore that in your studies, if you don't present that in your committees, you're not being truthful or honest with us.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yes.
He's really weaselly, dude.
You catch that?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, man. He's super
No. In the interview, you said it's the most effective. Yeah, I said highly effective. It is highly... No. You said most. Right?
Yeah.
If she really had the flu. Most. You said it was the most.
That's right.
And we all know it's the most effective. I mean, it'd be one thing if Dr. Fauci was up there trying to say something that was like, I don't know, something that we don't know, you know what I mean? But this is like basic fucking this is basic shit you learn when you're a kid.
It's not just that. He's a liar.
Oh, flat out lying.
He's a proven, straight up liar.
Well, Ryder said he's not.
Well, but...
You know what really bothers me about that? You know what really bothers me about that is now, like, the FDA and the CDC, they're giving their recommendation for the emergency use authorization, right?
Yes.
Based on shit they're getting from Fauci behind closed doors, right?
Exactly.
And then now he's using those authorizations as his evidence that they're, you know what I mean?
Not only that, our state is operating and locking people down based on his recommendations. This man is a dictator.
Oh, yeah.
That's what bothers me about this guy. You know me, Mike. I just cannot stand Tony Fauci. Ever since that day with that smile on his face when he threw out that first pitch.
Never forget.
I will never forget that guy and that day, and I always believed he will be the scapegoat. This quivering little weasel sounds like a scapegoat who knows he's being scapegoated.
But he's trying to get out of it.
He's trying to weasel his way out, but he can't.
You're right. You're right. Because it used to be he would have a whole team of people behind him. You know?
Yeah.
These are other top scientists. They say I'm clear. You know, now it's, I have this crumpled up Reuters article. I have this article from Reuters. They say I'm clear. Yeah, nobody on his side now.
He's got no one. Because when it comes to vaccines, what's getting more attention now is the adverse reactions and the effects that they're having on people long term. Because we're going to start entering long term territory now. So, like, you know, it's his, just like it's Trump's name on the steaks and the wine and the towers, it's Fauci's name on the vaccines.
Yeah, it really is.
And no matter how they want to try and spin it, Operation Warp Speed was Trump's idea.
The problem is Dashik was just too hard to spell.
What's funny here is, dude, Dashik in his getaway car, he's already gone.
Dude, he was the smart one. First pitch, nah, I'm out of here.
No.
I don't want that. I'm good.
Don't put that camera on me.
Nope. We can't even remember what he looks like.
Look who's scrambling.
You might have ran into him at the fucking in the produce aisle. You wouldn't even know.
Literally. No idea.
Yeah, he was one of the Nazis that fled to Argentina. Yeah.
Absolutely, dude. That's a great connection. And I'm not kidding. Fauci sounds freaked out. He sounds like a guy who's being cornered, like a rat, if you will. That he is. Look, the reason I don't like Fauci is because it was on him and Deborah Birx. I put them both in the same chair. They are the reasons why, one, Fauci, why we locked down, and two, Birx, why we masked our kids up until, I think some are still masked.
Oh, they're still trying for some of them, yeah.
And the destruction this is put upon the ability of the youth to communicate, there's something cynical about that.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, what they did is unforgivable.
But why
Yeah.
would you want to put something in place that you know will have a detrimental effect on their ability to communicate with people?
Yeah, it's going to win you elections.
Yeah, you're creating retarded idiots. That's what
Yeah. That will vote Democrat.
I don't like the idea of people who are incapable of talking to one another in real life. We already had that issue with cell phones being introduced into society. People are just zombies staring into these devices in real life. That's why accidents are through the roof everywhere. People are assholes and selfish and narcissistic. Now we're not going to be able to talk to one another. This is great.
Yeah. It's going to be great for us. We'll be able to talk.
We'll be able to make fun of them, which is nice.
Yeah.
And Mike...
Or they're just going to develop some other weird language we don't know.
That's right. This will either thin the pool of other podcasters or create this whole nother world of communication. Very good call. And
We'll
look,
see where it goes.
hey, you know what, man? In the future, if you're plugged into your 3D Superdome video game that you're like, hyper connected to into the metaverse, you don't need to talk to anyone. You got your goggles. You have your avatar to do all the talking.
Yeah, that is true, right?
So while you're hooked up, wear your mask.
Where you met? Just in case.
Yeah, you don't want to spread those germs around. Come on.
Just in case.
Think about grandma.
I'll never forget when... I don't want to call people that. These people we know.
Oh, yeah. That's how you do it.
They were older and they were hanging out in the backyard. And their kids literally measured from the alley to the backyard. And then they said, no, you can't hang out in the backyard. Because if somebody has COVID and they walk through the alley, you're close enough to catch it.
Wow. That's
based off of some article they read.
Pure science.
Amazing.
That was pure science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it actually was science because you know what the article was? So there was this time where people were like, they were talking about the 6-foot rule.
Right.
And then it turned out that the 6 feet was bullshit.
Complete bullshit.
They literally just came up with a number that they thought people would be okay with.
Yes, and 6, in the realm of the 666, it's all demonic. Come on. You know.
Well, actually, do you know what I heard is, you know how they came up with 10?
How?
Or, I mean, 6? Is apparently the scientists thought that 10 would be best.
Right.
But, like, Walmart and all these people, the heads of these companies, they said no, they wanted 3 feet.
Yes.
Because otherwise you can't fit everybody in the store.
That's right, man.
And then they said, okay, we'll settle on 6.
Yeah, because of science. Yeah.
Because of science. Because in science, Walmart always has a say.
Yeah. Dude, I'm watching this show with Emma right now, Dope Sick.
Never heard of it.
It's pretty good. Michael Keaton is in it.
Oh, I'm interested already.
It's fantastic. We're about halfway through, and it's about the opioid epidemic and about a lawsuit that went against the company that started OxyContin. And it kind of details the process they went through to convince doctors, to convince their patients to take essentially what was a drug that made them addicted to opioids.
It's a genius business plan, you know?
Oh, it's fascinating. It's a great movie. It's fictionalized. I believe it's based off of a nonfiction book. It's great if you love a good Michael Keaton flick. I love me a good Michael Keaton flick, so...
He's not for everybody.
Not for everybody, but it's one of those 8-episode dingers, you know? I think it's on Hulu. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, man, I don't have Hulu.
Might be on the Hulu. I could be off on that one, but yeah, check it out. I recommend it.
I will if I'm still alive, if COVID doesn't kill me. So what's this part 2 of Fauci?
Part 2 of the battle royale between Rand Paul and Tony Fauci is, I'm sure you may have come across it, but it's what I've been talking about, Mike, forever. Here we go. We're going to get a Nuremberg part 2. I believe it. I'm a
Electric Boogaloo.
Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Here we go.
Immunology. Any of the guidelines for vaccines, do any of the guidelines for vaccines from the government include previous infection as something to base your decision making on with vaccines? Do any of the guidelines involve previous infection? That's why you're ignoring previous infection, because it doesn't involve any of the guidelines. And furthermore, we've been asking you, and you refuse to answer, whether anybody on the vaccine committees gets royalties from the pharmaceutical companies. I asked you last time, and what was your response? We don't have to tell you.
Right.
We've demanded them through Freedom of Information Act, and what have you said? We're not going to tell you. But I tell you this, when we get in charge, we're going to change the rules, and you will have to divulge where you get your royalties from what companies.
Yes.
And if anybody on the committee has a conflict of interest, we're going to learn about it. I promise you that.
Mr. Chair, can I?
He just shit his pants.
Mr. Chair, can I take a break?
Bathroom break.
Potty break, please.
Hey, can I respond to that, please? Okay, there are two aspects for what you said. You keep saying you approve, you do this, you do that. The committees that give the approval are FDA through their advisory committee. The committees that recommend are CDC through their advisory committee. And you keep saying, I'm the one that's approving a vaccine based on certain data. So I don't really understand.
What would give us that idea, Dr. Fauci? The fact that you were on every news channel, the fact that you threw out the first pitch, the fact that you were on billboards, the fact I had nothing to do with these. So who said I had anything to do with COVID? Never heard of it. What is this COVID? I don't know. You keep saying I never even heard of COVID. They told me about it in the hallway. It was right as I came in here. I don't know. But yeah, you, the face of COVID. You know?
He's sweating. God. He's sweating so hard his face is getting red. It's so funny. Did someone turn the thermostat up in here? Whoa. Get a little
Martha, get my towel. If I can take this.
I can't handle this guy. He's
such a weasel, dude.
He's scrapping. He's so defensive already. Dude,
you keep saying you did this, you did this. What do I look like? The highest paid guy in the White House? Come on, what's going on over here?
What's funny is we're listening to this on audio, and I keep picturing these like two kids like in a playground almost, you know, and they're like kind of like poking each other in the chest and fighting. Like it's like a little kid fight. I'm not kidding. Like, no, you said this. No, what do you mean you saying this? I'm saying this. You know, and it's like I don't know. It's so ridiculous. Fauci's buying time. What's crazy is how defensive he is now, and he has the upper hand. His team's in the advantage. They have the power.
Oh, for now.
For now.
Yeah, but man.
How has he not left the country, dude?
There's nowhere you can run.
You don't think so?
No.
Not from Rand Paul?
I really hope that they just go after him no matter what. Yeah.
They're going to go after Fauci. I've always known it. We all want it. Come on.
And I think he knows that the raid on Trump's home, gloves are off. It used to be we could spit all this rhetoric about how we're gonna, go after him, but then we don't actually do it,
Yes.
But now the gloves are off, man. No, we're gonna say we're gonna go after you, and we're gonna go after you, just like you guys went after the pillow guy.
Yes.
If you guys are going after the pillow guy, you don't think we're gonna go after Fauci?
I know. Yeah, and by the way, my constituency wants Fauci taken care of. We want this to happen. We my
constituency wants his head on a fucking
a
pillar. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, I think
spike.
The voters are going to speak in this midterms. They're going to speak even louder in 2024. But I think people are going to actually want retribution. And dude, think about 2024. Think about the deaths that have piled up in 2022. I didn't even bring it up, I don't think, on the last episode from the Emmys. The memoriam section, John Legend had to play 3 songs. It was unbelievable.
It was almost as long as Lizzo's speech.
He passed out like that British soldier at the Queen's wedding. It was unbelievable.
Poor guy. At the end, he was added to the list.
At the end, it just says John Legend.
The music stops. And it's just
I mean, what's fucked up is it was the people have died in the last year, you know, and it's like, man,
they couldn't have done everybody. I'm sure they had to leave some out.
They definitely missed some, but I mean, it was the Emmys, so they had to incorporate a lot of entertainers essentially, and it was a list, man. It was pretty big.
That's sad.
Well, come on.
Did they just put half of Justin Bieber's face?
Oh my god. Dude, Bieber's out again. Did you read the news?
Yeah, no, he like went back for a couple shows and now he's out again.
I was actually
I feel so bad for him.
We were talking about going to see him here.
Could you imagine, dude, you're like this young kid, you go crazy, you're doing all these drugs, and you're like, you know what? No, I gotta clean up my life. And then the vax fucks you up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, you would have been better off sticking with the meth and the fucking street drugs.
You should have stayed with Miley Cyrus, bro.
Miley Cyrus.
Or no. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Miley Cyrus?
I'm trying to, like, picture that. No.
Oh, man. Miley Cyrus.
That's a real person?
I can't even believe we're going down that road. That's crazy.
She's a singer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll blow your mind on Sunday. Don't worry. Miley Cyrus. I already have the song lined up.
Is that the one with the wrecking ball?
Yeah. You'll enjoy it. Don't worry.
Is that the wrecking ball girl?
I can't
remember. That,
remember.
like, rode the wrecking ball?
Maybe, yes.
Isn't that her? She's like, the half black, half Jew guy. What's his name?
No. So we'll do Miley Cyrus.
All right. I like how you knew who I was talking about, though. That's good production crew right there. You knew the man and the woman I was talking about.
So and sometimes they're both. That's what's so tricky about these days.
That could be either way. Actually, he dresses like a lady, but as manly as could be.
Yeah. Do you think Aerosmith could come out with Dude Looks Like a Lady now? I think they could.
Maybe if they did it with Run DMC.
Why isn't that song embraced by the trans community?
That should be like their anthem, right? Like, you come out to that song. Like, every time Rachel Levine comes out, they should be playing that song.
Dude looks like a lady.
That's probably why they don't like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, there could never be another Mrs. Doubtfire. That's heartbreaking.
Because that song's in there when he's like, you know.
Yeah, the dude looks like the... Yes. That's,
when he first comes out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'm sorry. When she first comes out.
Oh, that's just... Oh, my God. I can't even believe that stuff. That's incredible. Oh, wrong clip.
You got some construction going.
I tapped on... I was Googling up the Dude Looks Like a Lady, and I tapped the... There.
Rachel looks like the lady.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary of Health, Rachel Levine.
Thank you very much. Feels really great to be the first female admiral. I really do appreciate it. General Miley, we had some good times on the football field. Yeah, I was D-back. Excuse me, I just came untucked. Alright, there we go. Panties are killing me. Ladies know what I'm talking about. Alright.
Yeah.
That's a great call, dude. Every time she comes out, they should play that song. Actually, you know what? Like, honestly, if she did that, then I would probably like her.
You talking about Rachel?
Yeah. If you just had a sense of humor about it. The fact is, you are a huge man who's forcing me to believe you're a woman, and there's no humor, nothing behind it. You know what I mean?
Can't have
if you actually did that,
you can't have humor. That's the difference between that.
Well,
and
no, that's why Caitlyn is the most accepted. Because she did the roast, she did, you know what I mean?
No, it's the difference between trans and drag. Drag is a show, and it's funny, and you could take your grandma to a drag show, and it's, or you used to be. I'm talking about
taking Nona to a drag show.
I'm talking about back in the day. Well, no, back in the day, they used to do the drag show stuff at Vegas. I thought it was a big Vegas thing. And then,
it was. Remember our mom and Auntie Anya? They took Jaja to
it's funny. It's very comedic base, and that bled into the trans stuff, and then into somehow they morphed together, and then we ended up listening to a clip of them defending Drag Kids Hour at a Boise Pride Parade, and you're like, okay, well,
dude, which apparently nobody can answer whether the kids were in drag or they were there.
Yeah, who's a drag? So weird though how it morphed that way, but drag used to be funny, which is why something like Mrs. Doubtfire was a funny movie and a funny concept. This masculine dude, like, Robin Williams, one of the hairiest men alive. Literally. Like, his arms are just like...
looking man, dude.
He just has carpet arms, dude. Like, literally. So for him...
He was as close to a caveman as you could get.
Yeah, dude. So for him to play a chick, that's absolutely hilarious, dude. Like,
Yeah.
But nowadays, like, no, you can't find that funny, apparently, because then it's drag, right? And then you're... So I think the trans thing ruined drag. It ruined RuPaul.
RuPaul, man.
RuPaul used to be funny.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was
I don't know,
funny.
man. I think the trans, though, if you guys had a little more humor about it, maybe you'd be more accepted.
I'm telling you, they can't because then they're drag queens.
I guess.
It's totally that. It 100% is that.
I mean, isn't that what they are, though?
Well, yes, but they can't admit it, so that's why they have to separate the two. That's what it's all language, right?
You're just a drag queen with a surgeon. You're a drag queen with health insurance.
Oh my god,
dude. Drag queen with health insurance in a liberal state.
Or you're a drag queen with no sense of humor, as you put it earlier, and which I think that's a really great way to phrase it, because, what our culture lacks currently actually is kind of a sense of humor, and not just a sense of humor, but humility and an ability to be humble and to make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that ability. And especially in this ultra narcissistic TikTok culture that we live in now, man, you have to, I don't know what kind of face you have to put on, but it's definitely the opposite of whatever the hell we're doing with the Dude Man podcast. I'll tell you what.
Speaking of trannies that put on a fake face, Don Lemon got demoted.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Dude, the Dude Man podcast. We all lost it. Stelter, we all lost. Dude, we're running out of people to make fun of.
This is a sad day. No, actually, I totally disagree with you. You know me, Mike. I clip during the day. Don Lemon's moving to daytime. I hope everyone's ready. We're gonna be flooded with Don Lemon clips over the next several months.
Just so everybody knows, Don Lemon did not get demoted. Okay, he just got moved to a spot where he could more spread his wings. Right. So instead of having his own show on primetime, he's now going to share a spot at 10 a.m. with two chicks.
Like,
not a demotion.
He's competing with Michael Strahan and the chicks from The View, dude. Come on.
We want to do The View. We need a black woman. I get Don Lemon. He's close enough.
Dude, he should have won on The View. That would have been a way better move. Oh my god.
They should have put him on The View, yeah.
Don Lemon as one of the other chicks on The View, that would have been fantastic.
Fire Whoopi and bring in Don.
That's Whoopi still
you put a wig on Don, nobody will even notice. Call him Doopy.
You'd have to give him one of those marshmallow suits. You know what I mean? Like...
I don't know. You seen him lately?
Ooh, Don?
He's a stress eater. You could tell.
Oh, really? Oh, poor guy.
He's putting on that weight, man. I can see it.
Wow. Did you hear what happened to Stelter? He got a job at Harvard.
Yeah, of course he did.
This is how you know, folks, our institutions are broken. Okay? Don't send your kid to college. They're going to learn from Stelter. If you ever
wondered, should I spend $40,000 a semester on an education, just remember, the best education involves Brian Stelter. Best. Cream of the crop. It's going to be taught by Brian Stelter. It's a scam, people.
I hope I got it right. I think it was Harvard. But I
know.
No,
it was Harvard. Yeah, you got it right.
Look, I feel dumb saying it out loud. Like, it doesn't sound right. Like,
sounds dumb.
Yeah, no, there's something wrong.
Sounds like you don't know what you're talking about, but this is one you are.
Did they turn CERN on again? Did I slip into some funky new universe where Brian Stelter is a professor?
Yeah, no, the guy who was too dumb to keep his job at the lowest rated channel on cable is now going to teach communications at the highest level college we have.
Wow.
If you're a Democrat, you can only fail up.
Oh.
That's why these people, when you listen to these people, we talk about all the time, like Bill Maher and shit.
Yeah.
When you listen to these people talk about January 6th and climate change, and you're like, really, man? No, this is why. Because if they cancel Bill Maher's show, he knows he's going to fail up.
Yeah.
As long as he keeps playing the game. They'll move him to Harvard with Stelter, And I mean, Brian Stelter, what do you think? He's going to do one 30-minute thing, and they're going to pay him for a whole year.
Yes.
Ugh, it's gross.
What's even grosser is we never finished the Fauci clip. That's number one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Number two is, and this is why I'm bringing it up, I think Fauci will have a nice, cushy little job in the future on CNN, being an analyst, and nothing will ever happen to the guy. I truly believe that.
How many puppies do they have?
Oh my
CNN, I've seen the budget. They can't afford my puppies.
I'm going to backtrack in a few seconds so we know where we're at.
Yeah, let's go, Fauci.
And here's Fauci's defense.
Seen based on certain data. So I don't really understand, with all due respect, Senator.
You're the one that said you would not reveal what companies gave you royalties or what company gave the other scientists royalties.
Gotta move on.
What you told the committee.
Senator Paul,
sir,
you gotta move on.
Could I please answer that?
Briefly,
you
yes.
keep asking committees. They're not my committees. They're the VRPAC committee for the FDA and the ACIP for the CDC. So I don't have any idea what goes on.
And they won't reveal, as well as you won't reveal.
Yeah.
They won't let them talk.
They're going to get Fauci on the funding of the gain of function research and
for sure
lying about it to Rand Paul in clips we played on this show 6 months ago.
Yeah.
We talked about
trouble. You could hear it in his voice.
Well, he perjured himself. He lied to the exact same guy who's literally telling him, hey, dude, you have 2 months of freedom before I fucking destroy you.
He's just taunting him now.
No, he's taunting him. He played in the part one, he played a clip of himself. How embarrassing to play a clip of
Rand Paul, I can't wait to hear from your expert. Oh, it's me? Uh-oh. Oh, it's 2004, Tony? Oh, man.
Dude, he avoided the last one with a COVID test, remember?
That was so funny, yeah.
And oh, man.
You're right. Yeah, he got COVID for, what was that, the fourth round?
It's like 4 weeks ago. I think he was supposed to testify, and so he got COVID. And so he did it all from his Facebook Zoom thing. And then he's finally there in person. And Rand Paul goes and freaking just...
he's in trouble, man.
Plays a clip of Fauci to himself. I think that is when a senator does that and says, literally, he's threatening him. Not threatening him, but he's saying, look, we're going to be in power in 2 months, and I'm coming after you. I'm making it my mission when I have power in this Senate. I'm coming after you because you fucked our country for 2 years. And now we are suffering the inflation because of those policies that were based on your ideas. I'm coming after you. And Fauci knows it.
Frank, those was based off of the science. And I don't know who tried to connect me with science. I never even heard of science.
Dude, how long before the vaccine adverse reactions start becoming serious mainstream news? I think they're already kind of creeping in. They're just finding clever ways of sneaking it in there. Rise in heart attacks and strokes and all this other shit. But I'm seeing an increase in accidents here in Denver. And I looked it up, dude. And they are way higher statistically than they have been in all previous years.
Same here, dude. That's why the traffic's so bad.
That's why the traffic is bad.
I think it's people are just stroking out.
I think I think their brains are messed up. I think there's neurological issues happening from these shots. I think people are having heart attacks. Yes. Strokes. Yeah. Totally.
Huh.
I looked it up, man. Accidents are up. And this article came out today. They did a survey of road rage, and Denver was number 3.
Oh, wow. Dude, I'm so crazy you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because every sign now on the highway is like, take a deep breath. Don't engage. Road rage kills more. Like, you know?
Wow, really?
I think they're having a really bad problem with road rage on the highways.
I think rage is a problem right now. I think people are quick to rage, and dude, this is the zombie apocalypse, man. We injected people with this mRNA shit, and I think it's messing up their freaking minds.
Could be.
Oh, dude. How many billion people took this shot?
Yeah, man, I don't know.
What I was telling Emma last night was we were discussing people having issues, like health issues, and how now it's becoming kind of more like, oh, the first thing now you think is, were they vaccinated?
Oh, yeah. As soon as somebody tells me they're like, yeah, they found this cancer.
It wasn't like that a year ago. That wasn't, you know what I mean? That wasn't my first thought. But now, like, things like that are going on, and I'm thinking that these vaccines are seriously causing the accidents that we're seeing and the sicknesses. And it's anecdotal with everyone, but it's bubbling over into the mainstream. And the reason I feel like now it's really getting mainstream is because guys like Fauci aren't throwing out the first pitch to nobody because their lockdown suggestion worked. They're pitching out to the Seattle Mariners and getting booed, and then they're defending themselves in front of Rand Paul.
It's terrible.
You know,
weaseling, dude.
I don't see Brad Pitt playing Fauci on SNL this month.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Brad Pitt's long gone, huh?
Where is everyone gonna be? Where is everyone gonna be? This is what we've been talking about a lot. Is everyone who either tried to convince you to take it, right? Celebrities, family, whatever you want. Jobs, government, people who tried to force you to take it. Where are they going to be, and what are they going to say a year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? What is their defense going to be?
We just followed Fauci.
I was following orders.
I know. So that's what I keep thinking about, right? And here's what I keep hearing from people is now a lot of people are admitting that they got the shot even though they didn't want to, right?
Yeah.
And here's my thinking, and I know it's a terrible thing to always like relate things to Nazis and everything, but if you got the shot and you didn't want to, that means like you are the people that would just smell the bodies cooking on the top of the mountain over there, but not say anything and just go about your life.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's
maybe
crazy.
if you took the shot and all if you accepted the vaccine into your life, the program, and you're abiding by it now, and you get that Vyvanse booster, right? Mike, maybe you are the body burning on that hill.
Yeah, no, you're the person that would have been in the SS.
I just think this time around, instead of forcibly putting people on the train and taking them into the camps, people lined up themselves and took it, and they're still doing it.
Yeah.
I think that gas chamber is in that needle, and you're sticking it in your arm.
I don't know, man. Nobody's dying. Not enough people are dying.
Are you sure about that, dude? Have you been following Alex Berenson? He's been really all over the fact that excess mortality is really through the roof. And what I like about him is he focuses on the data.
10 to 20%.
Yeah, but he's focusing on the data from like small places like Israel, right? New Zealand, I believe. Places where they mandated everyone to take this shit. And, dude, 10% increase in death, I think that's a bit significant.
Meh.
Nah, come on.
I mean, you lose a few million a year, so 10% increase, it's a few 100,000.
What would be the proof that this was some sort of eugenics program? Like, and let's say maybe I
believe you got at least 40% took 2 shots, right?
Sure.
So 40% took 2 shots. Man. I mean, if it was really as bad as everybody says, then you'd be talking about a couple million people dying. Just from the vax.
But like various things, right? We're talking cancer, strokes,
right.
Heart attacks, all
you're
these.
Just not seeing that increase. Like a 2 million person increase would be huge. I don't know what we lose a year. I'm just guessing. We probably lose what, 3 million?
I'm thinking that we won't know the true ramifications of this vaccine program until long time, and so until time has eclipsed, and then the long-term data will show that there was a huge spike in deaths in general. And I think already in the short term, it's showing that. And what has everyone been touting all this time? Hey, we don't want to take the vaccine because we don't have any long-term data to suggest that this is safe. Okay, well, what if? And it kind of seems like we're heading that way, Mike. What if excess mortality greatly increases over the next 5-10 years, and then we could turn around and say, wow, we just killed a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, that's the problem, dude. I said that a long time ago. The problem with this whole thing is it's going to disappear in the minds of Americans before we start really seeing.
And what if in a scary way the mRNA technology and vaccines really doesn't, it takes its time, and then it won't be until about 20 years from now, right, that we start to kind of like look back and say, oh, gee whiz, that vaccine program was pretty evil. We should make a Netflix show about it and sue some people and all this stuff. And, that's pretty sad. And then we're going to bury it just like we did 9/11 this year.
I love it. They will literally call that movie the Fauci Ouchie. Remember when that was trending?
I do, but I would, for artistic purposes, I would call it Beagle.
What we didn't realize is we were the Beagles.
Yes. And you would kind of go back and forth between his time when he was experimenting with torturing beagles and then like killing people, killing AIDS patients in the 80s, just experimenting. And then, cross it with the current era, and the pandemic, and then jump back to when he was killing orphans, jump back to the pandemic. Kind of Tarantino-esque. Hollywood, call me up. I got the screenplay already.
Beagles and orphans, dude. Beagles and orphans. You couldn't be more evil. You couldn't be more evil if you tried.
Dr. Fauci, Tony Fauci is the evil character of our generation, of our lifetime.
Oh,
come on.
The most evil.
He looks evil. He looks
He's
evil.
Got the lab coat and everything.
Dude, he's so fucking evil looking. And how did they get Brad Pitt to play this fucking guy on SNL?
I know. He's a short, Weasley looking Italian dude.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Irks me.
You should have like Joe Pesci play him, if anything.
They made him a hero from day one. Even
they really did.
And that's what I maybe think bothers me the most about Fauci. And here he is defending himself kind of in the way that I always wish he would. Back in 2020 and 2021, I kept just wanting to see Fauci sweat on the stand. And you know what? I'm going to admit it. I like it. This feels good. I love watching this shit. I watched that clip 5 times before we even went on air. Freaking love it. I'm going to watch it again after the show. I'm all about it.
Rand Paul, that guy you played doesn't know what he's talking. Oh, that was me?
Oh, man. Yeah. No, I can't wait. I can't wait for the hearings in 3 months with this guy. It's gonna be incredible.
Fauci made the typical Democrat mistake, man. He walked in and he thought he was the smartest man in the room.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's just such a left thing.
The arrogance.
Yeah, the arrogance. You say it all the time, dude. How do you know a Democrat? They'll tell you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They walk into the room confident that they're right. They know everything, Well,
Mike, I was doing this the other day because I'm a liberal, of course.
Yeah.
And then, there it goes.
Yeah, I was adjusting my flagpole, to put up the Ukrainian flag because I'm a liberal. And I decided I need a new retaining wall. And I was like, what? I didn't need to put that in there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right on the money, man. So I'm happy this is happening, and I'm excited for next year, actually. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because I think this will be fun to watch. And it's good podcasting material. There's no doubt about that.
Great podcast material. Dude, how do we not talk about the immigrant thing?
You're talking about the immigrants getting bused to various places, actually, correct?
Yeah. Did we talk about it?
We hit it a little bit in Nantucket.
We did talk about it. Yeah.
No, but
episode.
Well, actually,
I was just laughing because it's like I just looked over and it's like still all they're talking about.
We didn't talk about it happening too much in Chicago. We breezed over it an episode ago. But I read about it today, how there's even more showing up in Chicago. And then also today, which we did not talk about, 2 buses unloaded in front of Kamala Harris's neighborhood,
Yeah.
which is the precision of that delivery of immigrants is fantastic. I mean, this.
Yeah, I don't know if this has something to do with it, though. But you know what we have now is like, instead of just a homeless guy, it's like a family.
Right.
They're just sitting on the side of the road begging for money.
Yeah, no, I don't like this. I mean, all fun aside and hilarity, you're using people as pawns in some sort of bizarre political scheme.
But you know what kills me is you're saying DeSantis and Abbott are using them as pawns. Fine.
I'm saying all of them are.
But you used them as pawns when you declared your city a sanctuary city.
Not only that, well, my issue is you open the border. and then you flooded these guys' states, and you're saying, well, tough, deal with it, and they're saying, no, tough, you deal with it. This is your policy. And so now you're crying about it. Well, honestly, I feel bad for these immigrants. I think that's the whole ultimately, and at the end of the day, I'm just pissed off at you politicians, all of you. You're all just childish assholes, and you're treating people as pawns in your little political games. And,
because your words do mean something,
right?
And they're heard around the world. So you take over, and people around the world believe that you are empathetic and that they're going to come here and you're going to let them in and you're going to take care of them.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And so now these people took that journey. It's terrible. I don't know. Say what you want about Trump and his rhetoric and everything. At least his rhetoric kept people home. Instead of, you know what I mean? They were like, well, I'm not going to go walk that desert. He's not going to let me in.
Yes.
You know?
Man, you're right. The power of words. Incredible.
It means everything. It's the optics, man.
It is.
I don't know.
You're right on the money. It's all about the optics. And that's why having this doddering old freaking dementia patient standing up there saying like, oh, anyone can come in. You know, I pooped my pants. Okay, let's go. You know, like, oh, and he falls off his bike. Okay, well, this is great. Everyone's going to come over here. They're not scared. They're just, and by the way, oh, and then Russia's going to take over this place, and then China's going to go take Taiwan, and, you know, the world is going to descend into chaos because you're right on the money. Language means a lot. Words are important. Yeah, and by the way, we're supposed to be this power player in the world, but we kind of look like idiots. And
you look like a fool, dude. You opened your border.
Yeah, you opened, yes. And so now you have these governors shipping people. Dude, it's so unbelievable what's happening, though. It really is, like, kind of shocking to see, like, buses of people.
It's amazing, though, to hear Lori Lightfoot say, oh, we don't have the capacity for this. Well, what makes you think they do?
I'm sure Lori's got some rooms in her house that she could, spare.
I guarantee it. Well, I guarantee we got empty apartments around Chicago.
Yes, absolutely.
You know.
That's a good call, man. Where's the charity? And by the way, when you said sanctuary city, what did that mean in your mind?
Like, literally. That's like a church being like, no, I know we're a sanctuary, but we don't want criminals.
But we didn't say Mexicans.